Welcome to the TUE Brew Review. This week we are in Chapter 4 of our 5-part series of pairing Girl Scout cookies with beer. And the Girl Scout cookie that I will be using for this review is the Toffee-Tastic. This is a rich buttery cookie with sweet crunchy bits of toffee. And by the way, it is gluten-free. So when I think of the caramel sweetness of toffee, my mind immediately goes to the Bock family in terms of a complementary beer style. Traditional Bocks, my Bocks, Doppelbocks, because all those Bocks contain those melanoidins, and those are those caramelized types of sugars that you get in the beer, which would be very complementary to this. But I also kind of thought on the other side of the spectrum too, because sometimes you need a beverage that's going to contrast the food. And the two tend to work well together in that regards as well. So I thought, what would be something that would actually be a contrast? And my mind went towards, well, IPAs might be a little bit too, I think, fruity and too resiny or hop forward. But I did think of an Italian Pilsner. Now, Italian Pilsners are like European Pilsners, but they use a more aggressive hopping schedule. They will add hops late in the boil, and also a lot of times they'll add them just after the boil, so you'll get a little bit more of that hop character, but in a clean, crisp Pilsner type of beer. So I thought that would be a good contrast, and I couldn't make up my mind, so we're going to do both because there's no rules to this. So we're going to choose this. This is a Bock beer. So this is going to be our complimentary beer. This is a Uff-Da Bock, very famous traditional Bock beer from the fine folks at Glarus Brewing Company up in Wisconsin. And that's going to be the complimentary beer. And then the contrasting beer, I've actually chosen Off Color Brewing. They're out of Chicago, make some wonderful beers. They have a whole Beer 4 series. And this is their crispy beer for pizza. And this is an Italian style Pilsner. So this is going to be the beer that I'll use to contrast with the cookie. So first of all, let's crack into the Uff-Da Bock. And we get that nice caramel colored pour, beautiful pour. You got a nice nice light brown head, nice and fizzy. This is also a lager, just like the Italian Pils. Yeah, getting some really nice, some caramel, but more roast in the nose, and a little bit of like dark fruit or cherry in the nose. Cheers. Yeah, rich, malty, toffee, chocolate. And again, getting a little hit of fruit, like a cherry fruit in there. And actually, the body on this, it's a little bit light for style. Generally, you get a little bit more of a richness to it, but this is a little bit lighter and easier to drink. So let's go ahead and try the cookie. And I love these cookies because look, these are some of the thicker cookies they have, and you can just see the visible chunks of toffee in there. So they put a lot of toffee in these. Yeah, great flavors. You kind of get that shortbread, buttery cookie flavor, but you also get the crunch of the toffee. Adds a nice texture too, because you kind of get the the crunch along with the doughiness of the cookie. Wow, it's kind of interesting, actually. After having the cookie and then going back to the beer, the cookie actually helped bring out some of the sweet, rich flavors of the Bock. The Bock tastes a little bit sweeter after having that cookie. Interesting, but that's wonderful pairing, and that would be a complementary type pairing. But now, let's pivot to the contrasting style. Let's try this Italian Pilsner. We got the nice kind of straw yellow pour. You've got a lot of effervescence as you should in a Pilsner. Once again, you're getting a lot of the doughiness, but it's more like a wheat bread character to it. And I am getting a little bit of the pine hop resin, just a little bit in the aromatics. And again, that's because of the late hop additions they use for Italian Pilsners. Cheers. Yeah, nice. Got a nice backbone of malt, dry and crisp. You got like a cracker-like texture to it. It's also got a little bit of a citrus or lemon zest to it as well. And the body on this, again, is fairly light bodies as it should be. The hop's got a nice little bit of a lingering aftertaste to it, as it should. And it's got that crisp lager finish. So again, let's try it with the cookie. Okay. Wow. So it's kind of weird because with the Bock, the cookie brought out more of the sweetness of the Bock, but in this one, the Pilsner actually brings out more sweetness in the cookie. Interesting. Fascinating stuff. At least for me anyway, and for the two people out there who watch this, I hope you find it fascinating as well. So, but I think it's just kind of amazing how it works. It works both ways in terms of both the cookie and or the beer. It accentuates the flavors. So, everybody's palate is different. Explore what works for you. That's all part of the fun of this is experimenting with the different styles between beer and food. So there you have it, pairing the new Glarus, Uff-Da Bock, and the off-color crispy beer for pizza with the Toffee-Tastic Girl Scout cookies. Cheers.